we go. Hey everybody, welcome to Mood Board Monday. I am live right now. If you are watching this right now, you are watching this on the replay. We have crazy lighting going on tonight. We had to run and get the lights set up. I'm quite literally still trying to catch my breath. Give me 2 seconds to go share the text, send out the text to let people know that we are live here on the Pageant Patterns page, and then we are going to get started. All right, the text message is sent. And now I am just going to share this to our group, let people know to join us. And post. Okay. So I still do not have anybody on. So if you are watching this, I do apologize for all of the delays. It's been 2 minutes and you've been sitting here so patiently. So I really do appreciate you, but the text message has been sent. So hopefully we do have some people hopping on and joining us. I have my mug and I have my teapot tonight. So I made myself some lemon balm tea. I grew a tea garden this year that I am super proud of. I have a chocolate mint tea that I'm growing. I have lemon balm. I have spearmint. Yay, we have some people. Hello, if you are here, hop in and say hi. Hello, Amanda. Hi, Reba. Did you guys get your text message? Let me know in the comments. Hello, Beverly. Let me know in the comments if you guys got your text message. Hi, Stacy. I have my lemon balm tea. If you guys don't know, I am growing my own tea garden this year. So I'm growing lemon balm. Lemon balm is really good for anxiety and to help you sleep. And I need all the help I can get to sleep tonight. I've been having some issues with falling asleep. Okay, Amanda, you got your text. Yay. I'm so excited you got your text. Okay, we have 5 people on. If you are here and haven't already said hello, say hello. Stacy, you got your text. Awesome. If you do not already have your planner, I honestly didn't grab my planner. I didn't have time. Like I said, I've been running around crazy. The lights are set up in a really funky way, so I feel like I've got some weird shadows going on, but it's fine. We're going to roll with it. I just printed out the cover to the printer. To the printer. I printed out the cover to the planner. So I do have 2 planners available. I have the Pageant Sewing Planner. This is if you are planning on sewing pageant wear for, oh, good. Yeah, you got your text as well. If you are planning on sewing pageant wear for your child only, then this is the planner for you. It is the Pageant Sewing Planner. If you are planning on sewing as a business, then you're going to want the pageants, the sewing business planner. The sewing business planner has all the 21 pages that are in the Pageant Sewing Planner, plus 19 additional pages for you to help you run your business. It's the planner that I wish I had when I was a pageant designer. I am going to drop links for those right now. This first link that I'm going to drop technically it has both of the planners, so you can just grab the one that you need. Okay. There are both of the planners. You can grab, hello, Mariah. You can grab the link if you still need to grab your planner. You can grab the link and you can pick up your planner tonight. The pages that I'm using are out of the planner. If you do not have a planner, but you want to keep up with us tonight, you can just use notebook paper and keep up with us. The first page that I'm going to be using out of my planner, yeah, this is mirror image. So everything you're going to see tonight is mirror image. I do apologize. Oh, Stacy, you have both of them. Awesome. Okay. Well, you don't really need both of them because it has the same thing, but cool. Okay. So the mind map, if you guys have never done a mind map before, this is going to help us get the ideas out of our head onto paper. I do have previous Mood Board Mondays on our YouTube channel. If you do not know, we have a YouTube channel. It is called Pageant Patterns, just like our Facebook page. So this is the mind map. We're going to get started with our mind map. So let me push this chair out of the way, and we're going to put this up on the wall behind me so I can start putting things onto this. You guys see that all right? So tonight we are talking about makeup capes. Let me sit down out of the way over here. Okay, so tonight we're talking about makeup capes. If you haven't already made a makeup cape, I do have a free pattern available for the makeup cape if you sign up for the Sew Confident class, or if you sign up for the Pageant Sewing Masterclass. The Masterclass is a bundle. It is the bundle between Sew Confident and Serger Secrets. It's the two courses combined. So if you do the bundle, it helps you save a little bit of money. And the makeup cape is free with the purchase of the Sew Confident course. So that's how you get it in the bundle as well, because it's part of the bundle. So if you do not already have your makeup cape pattern, go grab that for free with the purchase of the course, because this month we are doing a sewing challenge for the month of June. The June sewing challenge is a makeup cape challenge. You can make one makeup cape. You can make 10 makeup capes. As long as the makeup capes were made in the month of June, post a picture, use the hashtag. Does anybody remember what the heck the hashtag is? I set it up so I could find them easier, and I don't remember what I made the hashtag. So if you remember what the heck I made the hashtag, would you mind leaving that in the comments for me? Thank you. Cause yeah, blonde. So anyway, we're doing a makeup cape challenge, and we're gonna pick a couple of winners. The winners will go on to the cover photo at the top of the group. So you will have bragging rights that your makeup cape won the cover photo, and I will be giving out 2 prizes. So be on the lookout for that. It runs the entire month of June. So you had from June 1st, yesterday, all the way to the 30th at midnight to post. And then we're going to start a new challenge in July. All right. So I have a drink because I'm doing a lot of talking. So I will be taking a drink, but I apologize if that bothers you. But my mouth is going to get really dry all night talking. Okay. So since we're doing a makeup cape, I am going to be doing a makeup themed makeup cape. So my makeup theme goes in the center. Everything revolves around the makeup theme. Let me scooch you a little bit closer so hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. The next thing I have already talked about is the free pattern. If you do not already have, hold on. Let me go look. I have it set up. Hold on. Let me go look what the hashtag is. Makeup Cape Challenge is the hashtag. Hello, Denise. So the hashtag is Makeup Cape Challenge. Okay, so to make the makeup cape, we need the pattern. And the pattern is a free pattern that is included in the Sew Confident course or the bundle, the Pageant Masterclass bundle. So we're going to use the free pattern that comes with the Sew Confident course. So the pattern that we're going to be using is called the Annalise pattern. And then since we already know what the theme of it, we know it's a makeup theme, we know the pattern we're going to be using is the Annalise pattern. The next thing we're going to do is figure out what colors or what fabrics I'm going to use. So since I need to know what fabric I'm going to use, I am going to use a cotton on the inside. And then I'm going to use a satin on the outside. So I know that I'm going to be looking for a solid color satin, and I'm going to be looking for a printed cotton. Other fabrics that you could use would be a water resistant canvas. I do have a couple of options available in the link for the supplies for the free makeup cape. I do have a water resistant canvas. Okay, so I need to look for, since I want it to be a makeup themed makeup cape, I need to look for a makeup print fabric. I want a solid satin, so I'm going to be looking for a makeup printed cotton. And I'm going to be using a solid pink satin. And I am, wait, let's see, hold on. Okay. And then I'm going to be using a contrasting bias tape. Let's see. Okay, does anybody have any questions about how this works so far? So we have, in the center, we have a makeup theme. We have the pattern that we're going to be using is the Annalise free pattern. The fabric I'm using is a cotton on the inside, satin to the outside. It is reversible. A makeup print fabric for the cotton. My satin is pink. And I'm going to be using a contrasting color bias tape. So now we get into the logistics of what I want it to look like. So I'm going to put that over here so it doesn't get lost. It is going to be reversible. It will be double-sided. So the outside will have satin, the inside will have cotton. I want it to have armholes. You can do with or without armholes. Mine is going to have armholes. I want mine to have ruffles on the bottom of it. So now we're getting into the logistics of what I want it to look like. And then how can we make it close? What are our options to make it close? Typically, I'm going to tell you not to use Velcro on this example. I did use Velcro, but there are two options that you can do for closures in the back. You can do Velcro, which 99% of the time I'm going to tell you to stay away from, because when you throw a Velcro, anything that has Velcro as a closure into your makeup case, it is going to snag anything else that's already in your makeup case or in your pageant bin. So if you have a swimsuit and the Velcro comes undone in your pageant bin and it snags on your swimsuit, you're going to ruin your swimsuit. If you have a dress that has extensive lace or the organza for the skirt, you're going to snag it and ruin your skirt. So don't recommend Velcro, but I am using it for this example. So you can do a Velcro closure or you can do a snap closure. Okay. Then I'm going to use embroidery. I'm going to stick this over here. So I'm going to use embroidery to add personalization because I have embroidery machines. If you have a silhouette machine, if you have the Cameo machine, whatever, and you do vinyl, you can do this with vinyl as well. I have embroidery, so I'm going to be using embroidery to add personalization. And since the fabric is makeup theme, I'm going to be doing a makeup design to include the name. Any questions on how we do the mind maps so far? Are you guys able to keep up with this and able to come up with ideas for your own mind map for your makeup cape? I'm going to sit down here for a second. Okay, so yep, Denise, I'm guessing yep means you're able to keep up. Good. Does anybody have any questions about this process before I move on? If you need me to bring it in closer, I know it's still going to be backwards. Oh, yeah, for your recent one that you did, you used snaps, Denise, right? Oh, good. I'm glad you find it helpful. I do this a lot when planning out OOCs. I'll be 100% transparent. I don't typically use it for makeup capes, but I did want to show the process since we are using this since our I can speak tonight, I swear. Since our sewing challenge this month is the makeup cape, I did want to show you how you could use this for the makeup cape, but most of the time I'm going to use this. I'm going to use it for an OOC, a swim, or a dress. But again, a makeup cape is pretty simple, but 100% this can be used for that as well. You're pinning and you can't type. Okay. Well, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you don't get sick of the sound of my voice. Okay, so if nobody has any questions, and I'm so glad you loved the mind map, Mariah. If nobody has any questions, I'm going to move this over to this side. If you guys want to see this up close, let me know. If you guys have any questions on how this thought process works, let me know, and we can come back to that if we need to. So the next pages I'm going to be pulling out from my planner, I already have tape on the back of these. I try to get these set up ahead of time, is the mood board. Okay. Following along. Good. Stacey, I'm glad you're following along. Okay. So the first thing that we are going to put on the mood board is the pattern that I'm using. So to get the feel, look, hey, look, it's going to look exactly like this picture because it is this picture. So I printed this out. This is one of the graphics that I made to promote that the pattern comes free with this course. So I printed this out and I made these things really big so that you guys could see them from my table across the room from the wall. So hopefully you guys can see those and hopefully I don't run out of room on my pages. Okay, so the next thing after that, we decided on our fabrics. So I picked out a cotton. This is a makeup theme cotton. So I'm going to stick my makeup theme cotton right here. And then it also comes in another color. I did not buy the other color, so I printed out. It comes in like a cream color or it comes in that black color. So I printed out the other option so you could see the other option that is available. And then we have satin. I'll be honest, this is the lining satin, not that I used for a skirt, not the satin I used for the makeup cape. I couldn't find the exact color, but close enough, and it does what I need it to do for this demonstration. But 100% transparency, it is not the satin that I used for the makeup cape. So we have the fabric that I chose. Now we need bias tape. I grabbed red to remind me because this is handmade bias tape. You can buy store-bought bias tape, which I left across the table over there. So I'm going to grab it. But I did put red because A, it was already open. I didn't need to open a package of bias tape. But also I grabbed this red to remind me to tell you guys that I do have a tutorial on how to make your own bias tape. It is in the guide section of our Pageant Dance Sewing Circle group. You wouldn't have known. Okay, so I have red bias tape. It doesn't really match, but I grabbed this one to remind me to tell you guys that we do have how to make bias tape in the guide section of the group. But the guide section of the group, the videos are going to be going away soon because Facebook has decided they're only going to host live videos for up to 30 days after you're live, which is why we have to do this the way we're doing it. I am live using a secondary software so that I can record this and then upload it to YouTube so that we can save it later. But Facebook does not allow me to save my lives, so I have to re-record all the lives, and I'm going to be working on getting those up onto YouTube. So I wanted to let you know that right now they are still available in the guide section. If you need a tutorial on how to make bias tape, it is available in the guide section, but it will be going away soon. If you do not want to make your own bias tape, you can buy it in packages like this. They are available on Amazon in giant rolls, or you can buy stuff like this at Walmart. Hobby Lobby also has some for like 99 cents. There is less in the pack, I believe, that comes from Hobby Lobby, but you can get it at Hobby Lobby. All right. And then I told you I was using Velcro for my closure, so I just printed out a picture of Velcro so I could stick Velcro on here, and it would be large enough for you guys to see it and not white so that it would show up. So I grabbed a picture of blue Velcro, printed that out. And my embroidery, I found this file on Etsy. Oh, I'm glad you liked my video for bias tape. Thank you, Mariah. So yeah, I can link that in just a second if you have not seen that tutorial. This is a file from Etsy. So this is all 100% embroidery. And then if you have a software that you can input the name, you can input the name right here. And then for the name, I know that I wanted to use a script font to make it nice and girly. Okay, so this is our mood board. And then I'm going to grab the link to the bias tape, how to make bias tape. I'm going to grab that link and drop it here in the comments. And I'm also going to drop in the link for the pattern, for the makeup cape pattern. It comes free with these courses. If the computer will cooperate. Okay, here is the first link. I just popped that one in. This is for the Sew Confident course. I think everybody who's watching this has already signed up, but for anybody who's watching this on the replay, this is the link for the Sew Confident course. The pattern comes free with this course or with the bundle. Oh, come on. Oh my gosh. Guys, it's not letting me grab the link. All right, let me go try to do something else and then I'll come back to it. I apologize. Okay, so in the guides section, it is guide number 2. It is the Master the Art of Making Your Own Bias Tape. Okay, so here is how to make your own bias tape. Stacy, you messaged earlier for the download. Did you message me or LJ? LJ is the website guy. He can help you with the issue with downloading. I'm not sure why it wouldn't download for you. But message him and he can help walk you through why it won't download, because he's the one who set all that up. So I'm not really sure. That is not my department. That is over my pay grade. I now pay somebody else for that to be them problem, because IT is way over my head. Hello, Jada, Nicole. Okay, so this is the link that is posted right here. This is the link to the group where I have the sew along tutorial for how to make bias tape. Jada, since you are coming in a little bit late, we went through how to mind map and how to do the mood board. On the mood board, I have a piece of bias tape, and this link that's right here is the link to show you how to make your own bias tape. You can buy it in packs like this, or if you want to, you can make your own and save some money. So the courses for the Sew Confident course, let me grab this link right here. So the Sew Confident course is, hold on, let me go to my link and I will tell you exactly how much they are. So the Sew Confident course is $30 by itself. The Serger Secrets course is $30 by itself. These are going to give you the foundation for your sewing techniques. These give tips and tricks on things that I did every day as a pageant designer when I was a pageant designer. These are going to give you your foundational skills, or if you don't want to spend the $60 by doing the courses individually, you can save $5 and you can sign up for the Pageant Sewing Masterclass. The Pageant Sewing Masterclass has both of those courses together, and that will help save you some money. So I'm going to link you to the New Start Here section, and that New Start Here section is this link is going to take you to where all of the foundation courses are. So you can pick either the Sew Confident course, or you can pick the bundle. The bundle has both the Sew Confident and the Serger Secrets, and you will get the makeup cape for free if you sign up for either Sew Confident or the bundle, since the bundle has Sew Confident in it. Oh, Stacy, you did it last night. Well, that is coincidental, and I'm really glad that you liked it. Hopefully when I redo it, because Facebook is going to be deleting it soon, hopefully when I redo it, you guys will like the redo just as much, if not more, than when I did it live. All right, so Jada, hopefully I answered your question. A quick recap for you, Jada. I'm going to grab this off the wall really quick to do a quick recap. So this is part of my planner. I do have 2 planners available. This is the Pageant Sewing Planner. If you are just making clothes for your daughter, then this is the planner you're looking for. I do have another planner that is a business planner. That is all 21 pages that came in this planner, plus 19 additional pages. The mind map is a part of both of those planners, and this is the mind map to help you plan out whenever you are making a dress, an OOC, in this case, a makeup cape. So in the center, I said that I wanted to make a makeup themed makeup cape. And then I said the pattern that I'm using is the free pattern that comes along with the Sew Confident course. I wanted to use a cotton fabric on the inside, and I wanted to use a satin on the outside. So knowing that, I said I wanted to look for a makeup printed fabric. So my cotton is going to be makeup printed fabric. My satin is going to be pink, and then I'm going to use a contrasting bias tape color. I'm going to do makeup embroidery on the front of the chest. And as far as design goes, I want it to be reversible. You can do it with or without armholes. I've decided I'm going to do with armholes. I want it to have ruffles on the bottom. And then you can use a Velcro or snap closure. I don't typically recommend Velcro closures. I typically recommend snap, but for this demonstration, I did do Velcro. Okay, well, that's uneven, but whatever. All right, so this is our mood board. So what I did with this is I pulled out inspiration, anything that spoke to me. So I knew that I wanted to use this pattern. As a matter of fact, this picture is exactly what you're going to see in just a second. You're going to see that makeup cape. The fabric that I chose came in 2 different options. So you have a creamy white color and you have a black. Obviously, I purchased the black, but I did print out this cream color. This fabric I purchased on Etsy. Here is the pink satin, and this is the bias tape. I grabbed this one to remind me to tell you guys about the tutorial for the bias tape. I did use this color pink on mine. You can make your own, or you can buy the package of bias tape. Then on this side of the mood board, you have the embroidery. I bought this embroidery file on Etsy. I did use a script font to do the embroidery, and I did use Velcro for my closure. Amanda, you have both and love them. Good. I'm so glad. You have both courses? I'm pretty sure you have both courses, right? All right. So then the next step would be to draw out a croquis, both courses and planners. Awesome. All right. So the next step is you're going to pull out your croquis. This is a child croquis. In the planners, I have a child croquis and I do have an adult croquis. So if you don't know what a croquis is, there we go. It's focusing. that is a croquis. It gives you the shape of the body, and then you can draw your design on using the shape of the body. Didn't have time to do this today. Wanted to, but didn't have time to do this. But I do have my finished product here to show you in person, so we don't need to see a drawing because I actually have the makeup cape here. But this will give you an idea so your next step would be to make a croquis before you started sewing. So if you were making an OOC, you would draw it out using the croquis so that you can get all your ideas onto paper. Jada, so I have a Sew Along Sunday coming up to teach embroidery on the 22nd. You should have been invited if you are a part of the Pageant and Dance Sewing Circle. There is a live coming up on the 22nd where I'm going to teach you guys embroidery. I was strategic. I planned that live on purpose to coordinate around the makeup bibs and the makeup capes in case you guys wanted to do embroidery and wanted to learn embroidery. I do have a supplies list that goes along with the embroidery tutorial as well. So you guys have some time to pick up your supplies before I go live. Also, I was planning on doing it on the 15th and then realized the 15th was Father's Day. So whoopsies. So we're going to do it on the 22nd at 8 p.m. So I will be touching on embroidery, and that will go live after I do the live. We're going to do it just like this, and I'm going to upload it onto our YouTube channel. Hold on 2 seconds. This is why we don't use painter's tape to stick this stuff to the wall. It doesn't want to stay. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so after you've done your croquis, we're going to use our imaginations, and we're going to pretend that I did my croquis. So I now know exactly what fabric is going where. I know exactly what this design is going to look like. Ta-da, it's going to look like that. So we're going to use our imaginations and pretend like I drew this in. Our next step is going to be the project spec sheet. So when you do the project spec sheet, you're going to write in the project, what your budget is, the start date. And if you're doing this for a customer, your start date, your due date, what pattern are you using? We are using the Annalise pattern. That pattern comes free with the Sew Confident course. So if you need a reminder and you put Annalise pattern and then you need a reminder of where you're going to find that pattern, you can put /Sew Confident, whatever you need to do to remind yourself where to find that pattern, because you can't purchase it anywhere separate outside of that course. If you are doing it for a customer, there's a section for contact, so you can put your customer's contact information here. Next, we're going to fill in the supplies, and then you can put your fabric swatches over here. So for our supplies, we are going to need a ruffler for our sewing machine. We're going to need a sewing machine. We are going to need a thread color that matches either your satin or your cotton. I'm going to go with my pink thread. You have a section for notions as well, so you can put in your snaps or your Velcro if you're using those. I also, in my supplies, though it's not a physical, tangible supply, I do put in if I need an embroidery file. I'll be honest, it's a lot easier to buy a pre-made embroidery file off of Etsy than reinvent the wheel. So if it's available on Etsy and I can pick it up for, say, $5 or less, I'm just going to buy it on Etsy. 100% transparency, I'm just going to buy it on Etsy. So I will, in my supplies, I will put down that I need an embroidery file to go along with it. For my fabric, I need the cotton fabric. I'm going to need a yard of this cotton fabric. Does anybody remember how much satin you need? I think it's I think it's 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards. I can't remember. If anybody remembers off the top of their head, please let me know. Okay, you can't wait for that. Yes. Okay. So doing it on satin can be really annoying. So I am going to teach you a trick. And one of my tricks is to spray it. I don't hoop it. I use Elmer's spray glue. You can also use a quilt batting spray. And I spray it in place so that it doesn't move. All right. And Reba, you have your pieces cut and serged. So I do not serge my makeup cape. So I don't know if you followed the tutorial, but there is no reason to serge your makeup cape. That's why it comes included in the Sew Confident course, because you take everything that you learned from the Sew Confident course and put it together to make your makeup cape. The only reason you would need it serged is if you are not lining it. So if it's not reversible, that would be the only reason that you would. I'm leaving it. That would be the only reason that you would serge it, is if you are not doing it reversible, if you're not lining it. So if you're not lining it, let me know, then that 100% makes sense, and I'll just shut up and keep to myself. But if you are doing it where you follow the tutorial and you make it reversible, you don't need to do any serging. That's just an extra step. Okay, so after we do our project spec sheet, now we have everything that we need. We can go online and order our fabric, or obviously Joann's isn't around anymore, but if you have any local fabric shops to you, you can go into your fabric shop, physically pick out your fabric, and you have everything right at your fingertips, so you know what you need going forward. Yes, there are sites that have free embroidery files as well. 100% transparency, I don't do them a lot, just because I don't necessarily trust a lot of them, because it is something that I have to download, and I've downloaded some embroidery files in the past and they were either stolen. I actually used to do marketing for an embroidery company, and there was a website that was stealing the embroidery files and putting them up on a free website. So don't really like to support that. And also they were putting viruses. So when you would download the file, you were also downloading a virus. And I'm not trying to pick up a virus, because I didn't want to pay $5 to download an embroidery file. So yes, there are. I just am a little weary for both of those reasons. Doesn't mean you can't do it. I just want to be 100% transparent in why it's not something that I necessarily recommend. Okay. So in case you missed it, I am drinking lemon balm tea that I grew myself. Oh, Alicia, I didn't even see you were here. Hello, Alicia. Yes, you can't wait for that day. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I didn't realize that was you, Alicia. Yes. So yes, you already do know how to embroider, but I'm glad you will be there for the live. So this is, let me scoot back a little bit here. So this is the makeup cape. It is a one-size-fits-all makeup cape. It's reversible. So on the inside, you have the makeup fabric, and then on the chest, you have the name. You can see I did the name in a script file, and then I have the embroidery. I typically will do this up a little bit higher, which is why I still have this one. When I stuck this on the hoop, I stuck it too low, so this is an oopsie. But the one that I actually did for the child, the name is up a little bit higher, so it's more on the chest than on the tummy. So that is why I still have this one. I went ahead and I finished this one out so that I could have it as an example, but I do typically put the design about 3 fingers down, and I'll show that when I do the embroidery tutorial, but I typically do it about 3 fingers down is where the embroidery would start. So it's more on the chest and not on the tummy. Let me take it off the mannequin. Yes. So Anne LeGrand, she does have free stuff. Lenny Penny has free stuff that I trust. So yeah, there are a few that I do trust. Well, Alicia, I'm glad you're talking today. Okay, so here is the makeup cape off of the mannequin, just so you can see it. So you can see I did armholes. I have a contrasting color bias tape. And that is the front. These are my ruffles. I want to say this is about 3 yards of ruffles. It also depends on how tight you ruffle. If you do not know how to use a ruffler, I do teach that in the Sew Confident class. A ruffler is something that you will use on pretty much a daily basis if you are making pageant clothing. So this is what it looks like. You have armholes, neck hole, and then the back has the Velcro closure, and it is meant to overlap in the back. And then as the child grows, if you need it to, you can adjust it using the Velcros or just by moving the snap. If you do decide to use Velcro, stick this into a Ziploc bag so that way, if it does come undone, it's not going to snag any of your other clothing in your pageant bin. Okay, are there any other questions before I hop off of here? Do you guys have any questions about the mood board? If you have any questions about how to do a mind map, any of this process, let me know. If you guys have questions about the sewing challenge, the June sewing challenge for the makeup cape, let me know. I will be happy to answer those as well. If you do not already have your planner, let me grab the link to the planners. I'm just going to be dropping links in here in case anybody needs links. Okay. So there are both of the planners. The very, very top one is the pageant sewing planner. The one underneath that is the business planner. So if you are wanting to sew as a business, that would be the planner that I recommend. If you are wanting to sew just for your child, your grandchild, whatever, then the top planner is the one that I recommend for you. And then courses. Okay. Both of these courses, I have both of them linked. The top one is the Sew Confident course. That is your base foundation sewing class. You do not have to be a beginner to take it. I've had designer friends of mine. There we go. I've had designer friends of mine take it and tell me that they have learned stuff as well. Both courses, both the Serger and the Sew Confident course. I've had designer friends who have had go through it, and they've told me that they've learned stuff from both of those courses. So if you want to do both of the courses, the bundle is the second link. It's the one underneath. The bundle is the Sewing Masterclass bundle. That will give you Sew Confident, and it will give you the Serger Secrets course combined, and it gives you $5 off if you sign up for it as a bundle. All right. Look at that, guys. We got done in less than an hour. This is a first. If you do not already know, I do also have a YouTube channel, so this will be available for playback on our YouTube channel. In the playlist, I have a playlist that has 2 other Mood Board Monday videos. So I will add this one to the playlist and you can watch all 3. One of them is showing how I use my mood board to make an OOC. That was a Disney cruise OOC that I made about a year ago. Then the other one is a dress. It is a baby doll dress. So it walks you through the process of planning out a baby doll dress. That dress I also made about a year ago. So that one is uploaded. I uploaded it today. That's on the YouTube channel. And then this video that you're watching will be a part of that playlist as well. All right, so there are 4 of you guys left in here. Let me know if you guys have any questions before we hop up. Oh, there's 5. All right. So I'm thinking people are hopping on as we are about to hop off. So this will be available for playback on Facebook. I am going to download this. And hello, Amanda. I'm going to download this tonight and I'm going to get it uploaded tomorrow on to our YouTube channel. Thank you, Reba. I hope you have a great evening as well. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, Stacy. I'm so glad that you got to hang out with me tonight. I know you haven't been able to make many of the lives, but hopefully I get to see you more. It's fun hanging out with you. I did a lot of talking. My mouth is dry. All right. Does anybody have any questions? You're so welcome, Mariah. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I love when you get to hang out. I know you weren't doing much of this because you were doing your own project, but it was so fun hanging out. Thank you for hanging out, keeping me company. Amanda, thank you for keeping me company. If you guys, the other thing before we hop off, if you guys do a mood board, I am going to be drawing a winner for anybody who posts your mood board. If you post your process with all of your sheets, if you post your process with your croquis, with your mind map, with your mood board, you don't have to do a project spec sheet. I recommend it, but you don't have to post it if you don't want to. If you post that in the group, this month, I will also be drawing a winner for the mood board this month as well. Oh, you're doing your Surger course. Okay, yeah, Stacy, if you do not hear back from LJ about the workbook, that since you weren't able to get that workbook, message me and then I'll create a group chat for us and we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll get it figured out. Like I said, that's not really my specialty, but I will help you if you are not able to get in touch with him, okay? Guys, we finished in under an hour. This has to be a record. I don't think I've ever finished in under an hour on a live in my life. All right. So yeah, please share your mood boards when you guys do them, your croquis. Please share those in the group. I love seeing them. And I think it helps to inspire other people when you guys post your stuff too. All right. If nobody has any questions, I'm going to hop off. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It was so much fun. It was a nice, quiet little group tonight. Usually it's a lot busier in the chat for these lives. So it was nice to have a quiet little chat with like the 5 of you. So thank you guys for hanging out and I will see you soon. Bye.